Welcome to Babu Moshai again. You know, Babu went to play tennis, Babu had mishti. It's important Babu also comes to school and Babu learns something, understands the COVID protocols, the hygiene protocols of our new normal. And Babu has a very eclectic group of guests for this particular show, people who have all achieved in their respective fields. So let me introduce my guests. Again, the code of this show is respectful civil debate. And that's what you will see. Multiple points of view, very different pluralistic points of view, but no slander, no controversy, no abuse. So I will introduce on my left, Aditya Pandey, very senior banker. Shonali Sarkar, it's her place. The principal of the Aditya Academy Senior Secondary School, which is where we are. Kaustav Bokshi, English professor at Jadavpur University and also an LGBT activist and rights activist. Radhika Kormokar, Joydeep Kormokar, both of them. If you are part of the shooting scene, India and international, of course, part of our state, the two of them are at the forefront. If you go to Joydeep's academy, you will understand how good it is. Ankit Aditya wears multiple hats, entrepreneur, interior designer, real estate, and of course, you have the guitar there, musician who's produced films, has his own band, and finally, Dr. Parthajit Das, one of the best orthopedic surgeons in our city and in our state. I'll start with you, Shonali. Your school, Apnar school, how difficult has it been over the last 1 year? And now all our students are back, as in class 9 to 12. So this is class 9 to 12. How challenging has it been?
There has been a total paradigm shift in the teaching learning process, as you know. Teachers had to face a lot of difficulties while we started with the planning of how to go about the entire system being in online process. So definitely the teachers have faced a lot of difficulty learning the technology almost overnight, and hats off to them. They took the challenges and they had learned all the strategies of teaching overnight, and they switched over to the teaching online process.
So when you had students back, classes 9 to 12, were they keen, were they excited, or were they scared?
There were some students who had the feeling of being scared, helplessness, but there were some more students, those who were very excited to meet their friends and to have the social interaction.
Ankit, give me a welcome song. We know it is scary. I mean, we have seen some schools where cases have happened, but that's part of life. That's part of the new normal. So, prayer amra gan kortam, we would sing at prayers. So, give me a song. Give me a welcome song. It does make us all very nostalgic. And what language was that? It was Hindi. No insider, outsider. Every language is our language. And that's what we proclaim. So, the degeneration of political discourse is something that we do not approve or stand for. Thank you, Ankit, for that. Kaustav, I'll come to you before I go to Joydeep. Two parts. One, as a professor of English, and two, as an activist of the LGBT community. Are you guys just vote banks? Is it that your queries or concerns or whatever, are these things even represented in our political system at all? Or do you have to fight for everything to get even that little concession that the community deserves?
As an academic, I would say yes, like the fight is always on, because there are lots of things which we feel that we do not have enough freedom. Like, for instance, freedom of speech, the way the university should function. I mean, the university is a space which should give us liberty to speak, to express ourselves. I believe there is a lot of monitoring happening now. And I guess that is something which should go. In the media, there is an underrepresentation, certainly. I would quote from a very leading newspaper, a Bengali newspaper, it says that in the assembly elections in Bengal, only 1590 third gender candidates are voting. But the projected number, and third gender doesn't represent LGBTQ. Like if you look at the diverse sexual population, it is not LGBTQ. So that way the projected number is around 65 lakhs. So that is, why is it is not there? Because there has not been any census so far. So the census has to concentrate on how the sexually diverse community should be recognized.
You know, if what he just said, how many politicians have addressed such issues in their political rallies with lakhs of people? These are the real issues that need to be spoken about. Joydeep, coming to you, you have achieved so much nationally and internationally. Two questions. how tough is it to run an academy, multiple academies in this state? Shooting is giving us multiple medals, yet you keep struggling, putting your own money with her permission and the family's monies to run an academy. How challenging is it as a shooter of acclaim, but still lacking corporate support?
See, any athlete, like Olympic athlete in India, it's understandable that they have to go through a lot of trouble, lot of struggle. It is not that it's a cakewalk that you prepare for some tournament, for some even state championships or nationals or even the international competitions. It's just not preparation about the sport. It is that struggle out of the sports stadium which makes the athletes very tired, even before starting the struggle in sports.
If I can go to you, Radhika, on that note, I mean, sport is not simply about people like him, high performance achievers. It is about us. You need to play. It's for, universal, sport for all. It gave me enormous joy when he put some of your photographs shooting. You can start at any point to keep healthy, to keep fit. Give me a sense, how challenging has it been to take to a sport, do what you do in your personal life, family? Give me a sense of, and as a woman as well, do you feel marginalized in any sense in this state?
I would say that nothing is a challenge if you really want to do it. It's how you want to do it, how much you want to do something. So for me, because I wanted to do it, I love sports and I wanted to be a part of it, I took every other thing in my stride. Of course, looking after your family, being at this age when I'm in my mid-40s, you have responsibilities with your children as well. I mean, this is a time when generally you give time to your children, but here my children give me time. They give me the, encouragement where they say, okay, mom, please go and do it. My younger son, he's a shooter himself and he trains me also. My elder one, he not being a shooter, he's a fanatic sports lover. He gives me tips. So, so being a woman, being a mother, I think I have had that advantage also, that they stand by you. And I feel that, age is never a problem.
Partho, people have this sense of alarm. Should I take the jab? If I do, I might die. Much rather I'll have COVID and get over COVID because 1% fatality. So as a doctor, what is your advice to people of this city and state?
I think in terms of vaccination, there's a lot of scare in the social media, WhatsApp, a lot of plots going on. But I'll give you a few figures now. For the AstraZeneca vaccine, around 17 million people has been vaccinated so far. Only 40 people has the clots. So I think it's a minuscule figure, to be honest. But if you compare the risk and the benefit, the ratio favors taking the vaccine in a way. But because COVID is a killer disease, if you're not treated well, or if you're not well covered, it can have a disaster outcome. And the next thing is, a few more things need to be clarified. People are very, in this new era, people are very casual now, after having the vaccine. But you need to know that after the antibody levels really go up to a safety level, at least 2 to 4 weeks after the second vaccine.
Aditya, I'll come to you. People talk about moving away from this city to Bombay and Delhi. There you go. So the bell is also there. What does that tell us? That tell us after this question, it's tiffin time with Shonali's permission. And all of us will have our tiffin as well. We've got our tiffins hidden away. Don't worry. We can't take it out because the principal won't allow. We will in due time. Aditya, coming to you. There is an influx to Bombay and Delhi where business opportunities are more. As a private banker handling HNI individuals, do you have opportunity in this city?
That's very true, because after a certain point in time, me functioning in East for 10 years, I found that I am reaching a level of where I do not have much options in East. And I have to look for opportunity outside East, maybe Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, where the growth is much more faster, where the supporting functions of banking are also helping private banking to grow faster, which are not happening in a region like East. So if you see the market of a banking compared to North, East, South, West, East contributes very marginal to the main pie. So for people like us, where we want to grow faster, certainly moving out to a segment like East, to a North or South or West is beneficial for us.
So on that note, with the microphone and the principal's permission, ma'am, shall we go for lunch? So tiffin gulo bar karo bhai, let's take out our tiffins. We've actually, there you go, and see it. Each tiffin is in a box, proper COVID protocol. I'll ask our camera people to zoom in. This is how it is, no sharing. So no sharing, right?
Yes, no sharing.
And that's the new normal. Joydeep, I'll start with you. Olympics here. Bengal will obviously, I mean, your student Mehuli was a contender. How are you seeing India's chances? How much has COVID impacted it? Is sport even now central to our understanding in this state and this country?
I would say India was prepared, of course, very strong in 2020, but then everything went for a toss. But 2021, we are yet to know about the current performance of the athletes, because they are training, they have started training, of course, but then the results we are not able to see right now, because the World Cup is in a couple of days, and we can see the performance at par with, they're able to perform that way which they were performing in 2020 or not.
Radhika, if I can ask you that. Life itself is challenging. And what we have seen over the last 12 months, as normal citizens, has it hardened us all? How tough has it been for you as a woman, as a mother, as a potentially aspiring shooter, as a career person? How challenging has it been over the last 12 months?
Well, of course, it has been a challenge. I wouldn't say everything was like a bed of roses for any one of us. It's been challenging. There were difficult times when we all had to learn how to live anew. There were few things that, we didn't do earlier when things were so-called normal. But the new normal has taught us new ways.
Did you feel scared about welcoming help back? Because that was a very important debate.
Not really here because we were, of course, cautious. But then we knew that if we were out to work, then there was somebody out to work there also who had to come to you.
Kaustubh, sensitivity towards people's concerns of the third gender, has things sort of improved over time, or you still feel people don't even understand the real concerns?
I believe whoever has been in power so far, I mean, not naming any government, so to speak, people have been terribly reticent about the community, and there is a lot of reservation around it. What happened during the pandemic was something which was, unexpected by the community, perhaps, like the counter affidavit which was submitted to the Delhi High Court regarding the legalization of same-sex marriage. The way it was kind of cancelled, the way it was turned down, that was, I think, very disheartening for the community. That's number one, for the entire LGBT community. Throughout the pandemic, I would use this platform to say this, that a lot of members of the LGBT community have done tremendous social work for feeding those who didn't have any access to, say, for example, their ration cards. A very specific example could be given here, for instance, for transgender women and transgender men who have left their homes a long time back. Many of them didn't have their ration cards or their Aadhaar cards with them because they couldn't connect back to their families. So it was the community which fought for them so that, they could actually get access to the food grains which were supplied by the government.
Partho, again, a very straight question because my time is almost up before I go to Ankit. Is the health sector now ready to deal with a second wave if it comes?
I think, to be honest, yes, because we had quite a difficult time last year. So we have, I think, more than 1.5 lakh deaths in India. I think more than 500 doctors died, even 92 from West Bengal as well. So we are recovering from it. People have started to come. We have dealt with it in a good way. In terms of funding, it could be a challenge because lots of new medications, drugs are coming up. But when the new political parties are fighting amongst each other, new parties are coming in, my plea would be the best and the credible parties should win, and they should look at the healthcare sectors.
Shonali, I'll come to you and then close out with Ankit. You have 9 to 12 back, but what about children? My daughter's 7. Most of us are young parents. When will they come back? We don't know. Zoom and social, for example, my daughter who talks all the time, now if she's exposed to someone from outside, she doesn't speak. but she talks at home all the time. And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, I'm scared. So this loss of socialization, how do we as parents deal with it? How do you as teachers deal with it?
As teachers, we would say that we are trying to inculcate, the children being more active during the classes and making them speak individually in the classes. We are also trying to help the children to overcome their mental stress, which the children are really now going through, especially in the adolescent stages, where the children have the feeling of isolation, loneliness, as well as sometimes unmotivated. So the teachers are also walking through a tightrope.
Very tough situation. Ankit, one question and then a song. The question is, as a business person, give me a sense, how challenging has it been, and can Bengal, this Shonar Bangla, we will make it Shonar Bangla is a discourse. How bad was it that we have to completely change things, need to understand quickly, and then...
I think on a very encouraging note, what we all need to follow is, firstly, I believe in education is the epitome of everything. If everybody is educated, their knowledge, they're aware, they're alert, we can do a lot of things together as a united form. And I think we should look forward to our lives. It's just 1 year. We have had loss of time, loss of economy, loss of psychological balance and all that. But it's just 1 year. There's a lot more to come forward to. Hoye gache. Live with it. We have to let it go. Let it go and go forward.
This has nothing to do with Khela Hobe and Khela Shesh. Hoye gache. Ankit, let's finish off with a positive song.
Okay. अकेले हैं तो क्या गम है, चाहे तो हमारे बस में क्या नहीं, बस एक जरा साथ हो तेरा, तेरे तो है हम कब से सनम, अकेले हैं तो क्या गम है.
So Babu Moshai loves his Hindi music and Bangla and Ravindra Sangeet. That is the pluralism we stand for. To all my guests, on a positive note, hoye gache as in gone, the time is gone. Let's look forward. Let the best party win, but let's have civil debate. Dr. Parthojit Das, Aditya Pandey, Shonali Sarkar, Kaustav Bokshi, Radhika Kormokar, Joydeep Kormokar, and of course, Ankit Aditya. And to all of you, thank you for watching. Finally, we have a space. We do have a space on national television. Thank you very much for your support.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.